Hello, everyone. Caren Glasser here, and welcome to this episode of The Passion Point. This is the show where we follow Passionistas around the world who are following their passion, making a living, doing what they love. And I'm really excited about our guest today, Kelly Clanton. She hails from Midwest City, Oklahoma, at the heart of a large military base in a town committed to Friday night football. How bad could it be, right? It's Friday night football.
Friday night football.
Exactly. After graduating, Kelly married, raised a family, and worked in the family business for several years, juggling many responsibilities. As a mom, I know how difficult that can be when you've got kids and job and all that stuff going on. Even if you don't have kids, juggling everything else. She has always journaled her thoughts as an escape to a hectic day or as a reminder of what she's capable of. Writing her book, it's a new book, 365 Affirmations to Smile, has been an incredible journey, one she continues to write. In a world with so much negativity, Kelly's passion is to inspire positive thoughts, one thought at a time. It's Kelly's hope that 365 Affirmations to Smile will inspire you, and it's already making me smile. I have a copy of the book, and I have it sitting on my nightstand. Kelly, you are awesome. Come on into the show. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Caren. It's such an honor to be here. I'm doing great.
Well,
it's beautiful and sunny.
It's not beautiful and sunny here, so I think you took our sun or something. But I'm just really happy to have you on the show today. And we always start the show with a definition of passion. And in this case, we're talking about Webster's definition of passion. And Webster says that passion is an intense driving or overmaster feeling or conviction. What does Kelly say passion is?
Oh, wow. What is my passion? I think passion is just what drives you to get up every day, what drives you to put one foot in front of the other. Some days it's one thing, some days it's another. And but that, in essence, is passion. What makes you move?
I would agree with that. Would you also agree that if you don't want to get up every single day to go do whatever your job is, maybe it's not your passion?
Maybe it's not your passion.
Maybe it's not your passion. So you have a very interesting story, and let's just kick it off by, let's talk about your journey. Let's talk about how you got to today and writing your book, 365 Affirmations to Smile. Take it back a little bit. Tell us your story.
Well, I think I'm going to go way back. I actually was adopted, but I was young. And I've never known any parents but the parents I have. They gave me the gift of life, instilled the drive that I have today and who I am. I recently met my birth mom, and she's an amazing lady. She has met my parents, and her story just fits closely into mine with how she just had a reason to do what she did. And it was a gift. It was a true gift. She gave me a gift. And so fast forward, I've been journaling, and I decided that I would share it on Facebook. So I shared an affirmation a day on Facebook. Through that, I started getting a lot of feedback and a lot of positive feedback. It was overwhelming. Of course, I'm thinking, okay, you're my friends. You have to be nice. You have to say these things. You're supposed to do that for me. But it grew. It grew and grew and grew. And a year later, I was approached by Jody Harris, who I know you know. And she, as a friend from school, I had not realized that she had a publishing company, and she wanted to have a meeting with me. And I kind of put her off about 3 times. And finally she sent me a text because I still didn't realize the deal. And she said, look, you need to meet me. This was the 1st of January. She said, you need to meet me. We need to go have lunch. I said, okay, what could it hurt? Next thing I know, I have a book published January 28th.
Wow, that's a very fast turnaround. Oh my goodness.
It was. Of course, I had been writing it for, unbeknownst to me, for the last year, I had been writing the story of this journey I've been on.
Right.
So it's been remarkable.
And it's been published.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the book. It's obvious. The title is 365 Affirmations to Smile. So obviously it's 365 different affirmations. Tell us a little bit about the affirmations and how people are using this book.
Well, we actually made it into a journal. So you can read your affirmation and then you can journal what you think about it, because I can have 5 people in the room and I'll have 5 different responses to one quote of how it fits for you for that day. You may read that quote 2 weeks from now and it may fit a different way for you. So that we made it into a journal so they can journal their thoughts along with my thoughts, and thought that might be a good way to interact with the reader as well.
And what has the feedback been?
It's been remarkable. It's been great. I've had a lot of interesting feedback on it. I had one lady tell me that she journals her thought. She reads it, journals her thought, goes about her day, and comes back to it at the end of the day and reads it again, and then reads her thought and expands even further to see how that did fall and fit into her day. I just thought that was unusual, or just interesting, I guess I should say, that she took it throughout the day and ended the day with that affirmation versus necessarily starting her day with it.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about journaling. You journal, I journal on occasion. I don't always journal. Sometimes I journal in a notepad. Sometimes I'll do it on the computer. Tell us a little bit about the power of journaling and what that really can do for an individual.
It truly can be one of the most empowering things there is, because if you sit back and think about it, that journal is just you. It's you. It's your thoughts on paper. It can be your deepest thoughts. It can be your biggest secrets. It can be simple as, I need to go to the store tomorrow. I mean, it can be anything. But when you really sit down and you journal and you want to think about what's going on, what are the thoughts in your head, it can be very powerful, and it can be very inspiring. Very inspiring.
So what do you tell people? And because when I talk about journaling, some people will say to me, I can't write. I don't know what to write. I don't know how to get started. Do you have any tricks? Do you have any thoughts for people that you impress them, you've told them it's important, they buy into that, and then they sit down and say, I don't know what to write?
Really? You just write. That's because a lot of times I even do that. I think, I really should be working on teaser book 2. But I get stuck. A lot.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
This is true. Little spoiler alert. But yes, and I find that I get stuck and I have to think, okay, just try to clear my mind, turn off the TV, and I will just literally write. Sometimes I'm writing just like I'm talking right now. And then the thoughts will start coming, or I'll PowerPoint something. I'll think, I want to say something about love, or I want to say something about, the day's going to get better, and I'll just kind of PowerPoint that down, and then I'll expand a little bit on that. Like give me 3 subtopics of that, little points, and it can just kickstart some things. And sometimes I'm just stuck. I don't know what to do.
When that happens to me, I tend to go to the old fallback of what am I grateful for today?
Good one.
Because I'm one of those people, even though I blog for a living, I am not a good writer. And so it is really a struggle for me to actually do that. And sometimes I just have to start with, I'm grateful. I am grateful. What am I grateful for today? And it kind of starts the juices flowing in that. Do you do anything with gratitude journaling?
I do. I also do. My journals they're more like stories to myself in a lot of ways. I try to actually just talk to myself when I journal. And so sometimes I'm grateful. Sometimes I'm angry and have some things to say. And sometimes, but I try to just have a conversation with myself, and it takes off from there.
And when all else fails, if you don't know what to do, you should get Kelly's book, because there's a place to journal. There are affirmations on each day that might get the juices flowing so that you have a starting off point. So, there is that, of course. Yeah. Now, you took an exciting trip a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a month already. Tell us where you went.
Wow.
And the experience of this, because it is pretty crazy wild. Yeah.
I tell you, my book has just, it has been a journey that I just never could have imagined. And it took me to Washington, D.C. I've never been, my first time. And I went with the Alzheimer's advocate group. Wonderful group of ladies. A lady named Judy, she wrote a book on Alzheimer's, dementia. She's going through that with her parents. One is already deceased and one is still going through that. And I got to go along with 365 Affirmations to Smile as a way to help the caregivers. We so often forget how daunting and day to day it is to be a caregiver. You don't have an off. There are no off days. You're on all the time. And it can be incredibly heartbreaking. Right. It can be powerful. It can be, the emotions are just off every end of the scale. And I was completely blessed to get to go along to Washington, D.C. to go and be an advocate for the caregivers. Wow. I met some amazing people. Amazing opportunities came out of that trip for caregivers associations and networks and so on and so forth. Barnes and Noble, it's just popping off the charts.
You just did a signing, right, at Barnes and Noble.
I'm doing it this weekend.
Doing it this weekend.
Saturday.
How cool is that? I mean, your life is completely changed right in front of your eyes.
It has. Right? It has. I'm basically a stay-home mom with empty nest, no kids.
Yeah, no kids. Not anymore, apparently.
Not anymore.
Stay at home. You're going to be doing some traveling, and that's a good thing because you're getting the message out there. And affirmations are so powerful. It's really part of the mindset. It's really in terms of putting the thought in your head and then moving towards that thought because it takes over. When you went to Washington, D.C., didn't you go to the Library of Commerce?
I did.
Yeah.
To the Library of Congress, and 365 Affirmations to Smile is in the Library of Congress. Oh, I don't know. Does it get any cooler? I'm not sure.
I don't know if it gets any cooler than that, but I'm pretty honored to know you because that is what a great experience that was, and I know that Jody was instrumental in putting that all together. She is
fantastic. Through all of that, I'm here. I met you and have got to be honored to be on your show. So, there's just a lot of amazing things. And Jody, you just couldn't say enough good about that girl ever.
I know. She's
truly amazing.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So if somebody comes to you and says, Kelly, I've lost my passion, or I've been laid off, or I'm an entrepreneur. I call them accidental entrepreneurs because a lot of people who have found themselves in a situation when they're out of work, they don't want to say I'm unemployed. A lot of people will say I'm an entrepreneur, and I laugh because being an entrepreneur is probably harder than any job I have ever had. Ever. Oh, it's over your life because it is your life. So what do you tell somebody that you meet on your travels? And I'm sure you're going to be meeting a lot of people. I'm sure you already have met a lot of people that say, Kelly, I need help. I need guidance. I've lost my passion. I don't know what my passion is. I don't know how to get going. Any advice for those people?
Just be in every moment. Be happy in every moment. Stop, listen, find the joy. It's always there. Take some time. Take some moments to reflect. Journal. Write it down. How you're feeling. Why did you lose it? Why don't you feel passionate? What is it? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Dive in to my book and find one that speaks to you. It can be tough to lose your passion. Yeah. It can be daunting and it can go on for days. And sometimes I actually have a quote in the book, and is it terrible that I actually don't have any of my quotes memorized? My affirmations.
There's 365 of them. So yeah, when we get a little bit older, it's kind of hard to remember anything.
I know. So. But there is one in there that says, sometimes it's just a day. It's not a good day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just having a day, and it's okay just to have that day.
Right.
We don't always have to have a good day, a great day. Oh, look at me. I'm great and wonderful and my life is perfect. No, because it's not. Well, it's not perfect every day.
Exactly. And just like we see everybody having those perfect dates on social media, you would think that they're the most awesome of awesome. And sometimes we find out, if we're personally involved with them, that in fact it was not such an awesome day, but by putting it out there and becoming the happiness and the joy, it actually will go miles for that. Do you agree?
It does. Absolutely. Absolutely. I actually started a blog myself because through my Facebook, I was posting these posts on my Facebook every morning. And I had just friends coming from everywhere going, "Are you okay? Is there anything wrong?" And I'm like, no, really, they're not always about me. It's just it's just for you, So it was kind of, funny but it also kind of let me know, hey, I have a lot of really neat people in my life. I've got a great circle. So, so I started the blog, Reasons to Smile, Kelly Clanton, so that it was more of, I don't necessarily have to be going through this to write about it.
Right.
So, but I do agree with you. A lot of times, there are a lot of times you look at my Facebook wall, for example, or social media, one of the Twitters or something like that. And you can, even if you're having a bad day, post something good and get that feedback and be like, you know what? I'm really not having that bad of a day.
Fake it.
Or look at somebody else's. Yeah. There you go.
Look at somebody else's.
Or look at somebody else's wall.
Exactly. And maybe find some joy in that. I love quotes, and I'm going to tell you one of my quotes today. This is this week's quote. Okay. Purpose may point you in the right direction, but it's passion that propels you. And that was written by Travis McAshen. He's an entrepreneur and a web strategist. I kind of like this because it's right to the point. It's not woo-woo and fluffy and all that kind of stuff. Do you have a quote that you'd like to share with our viewers right now?
I do. One of my favorite ones is, ironically, happened to be quoted on my birthday, which is just passed. And it is, "One smile can change a friendship. One laugh can conquer gloom. One touch can show you care. One heart can lift a soul. One word can change everything. Be that one." If we had more ones in this world, it'd be a different world,
Oh, I like that.
Everyone has a chance to be the one. And it can be any of those things, and it can be even more than just what I touched on. All you got to do is be the one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's powerful. That is a great quote. Great quote. And for those of you who are listening to this, we've got Kelly's bio down here in the post. Her website is www.afformationstosmile.com.
Yes.
So, you can go check out Kelly over there, click on the link, get to know Kelly a little bit better. And of course, the book will also be in here, but we're not quite done yet. I still have a couple of questions, and these are kind of fun questions. Okay. If you could spread passion on anyone in the world and have it accomplish anything that you wanted it to accomplish, where would you spread it, and what would it accomplish?
Wow. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Where would I spread it? I think I'm going to take a selfish out on this one. And I think I'd have to spread it on the people that surround me. I couldn't do what I do without the support of all the ones that guide me, encourage me, love me, lift me up. And in turn, it encourages me to be that passion for them and that one, if you will. And so I'm going to take a selfish out, and I would spread it.
You're allowed. You're totally allowed. And one of the things, as I listen to you talk and I watch your face, you have a great amount of appreciation and gratitude for the people in your life. And it's very clear. Your face actually radiates that appreciation. And it's really cool to watch you talk, actually, and to listen to the words that you're sharing. Do you have a song that you're passionate about?
Oh, a song.
Yeah. What's your favorite song out there? What gets you going, or what is the song that you can, tap into when you need to?
Oh gosh. That's a tough one. I got a lot of great songs. When I want a really good workout and I'm feeling good, nothing beats AC/DC's TNT. Old school.
Hey,
but yeah. But kind of I think if you had to maybe take a look at, I don't know. Wow, this don't really call me out. But who I am, I really like Feels Like Home.
Oh,
it's a really good song. It's The Notebook, comes from The Notebook, right, which is my favorite movie ever. And it just feels like home.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a guilty passion?
Oh.
You know, we've gotten answers like chocolate. Chocolate's
I know. I was going to say food. I think I'm a big foodie at heart.
So food is your passion. And
I think so.
Looking at you, it's hard to believe, actually. Okay.
Just smell it.
That's very, very funny. So any last thoughts that you would like to share with our audience? As I said, your book is going to be right there in the show. People can click on it and go pick it up. But any last thoughts that you'd like to share with our viewers before we say goodbye?
I just, a big thank you. I couldn't, I am honored every day. I am humbled by where I'm at. I'm just a small town girl that never thought I could do anything like this. And I can, and I did. And so can you. And it's just that simple. Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't, because your dreams are never too small and they're never too big. And I'm very grateful to each and every one of you. And go out and get my book.
Wow. I have to tell you, that is one of the best closing comments that I've ever had from my guests.
Thank you.
You don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. And if our viewers get nothing else but that motivation to go out and just do it, just take that risk, jump out of your comfort zone and take that next step. What beautiful, beautiful words that you've just spoken. Kelly, thank you so much. And I want to thank our audience, because we know that you have so many things to do and you make choices every single day how you want to spend your time. And we are so appreciative that you decided to spend your time with us today. And so, as we say every single week, have an awesome day. Go out and give somebody else an awesome day. And we'll see you next time on the next episode of The Passion Point. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.